Mapping program learning outcomes with external reference points. In order to maintain the accreditation status, the mapping of learning outcomes and generic level descriptors are constantly being monitored and updated through collecting feedback from stakeholders, students, employers, teaching personnel, benchmarking institutions and HKIE. The program learning outcomes are mapped with two external reference points. The first reference point is the Hong Kong Qualifications Framework (HKQF). The learning outcomes and generic level descriptors of the program are mapped with the HKQF Level 5. The second reference point is the Hong Kong Institution of Engineers (HKIE). As a professional engineering program that requires periodic accreditation by the HKIE, all learning outcomes of Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering are mapped to their respective graduate attributes stated in HKIE's accreditation scheme. Other than mapping with external reference points, quality assurance is also maintained through constant monitoring of the program curriculum, course contents, teaching practices and assessment schemes, as well as the collection of feedback from stakeholders. The learning outcomes of the biomedical engineering program are listed in Table 1, while Table 2 provides a summary of the mapping between BME learning outcomes and HKIE's graduate attributes. Learning outcome PO1 means that the student shows an ability to master the required knowledge of mathematics, science and engineering, and apply them appropriately to BME in general and/or to a specialized BME area. PO2 means that the student shows an ability to design and conduct experiments, collect data on humans and other biological specimens, and to analyze and interpret data to address health-related issues. PO3 means that the student shows an ability to design a system, component or process to meet desired needs within realistic constraints, and to develop innovative technology to serve the healthcare needs of society. PO4 means that the student shows an ability to identify, formulate and solve engineering problems critically. PO5 means that the student shows an ability to use the techniques, skills and modern engineering tools necessary for BME practice. PO6 means that the student shows an ability to use the computer or IT tools relevant to the BME discipline along with an understanding of their processes and limitations. PO7 means that the student shows an ability to communicate effectively. PO8 means that the student shows an ability to demonstrate leadership, to manage projects, and to function on multidisciplinary teams. PO9 means that the student shows an ability to understand professional and ethical responsibility, and the impact of engineering solutions in a global and social context, especially the importance of health, safety and environmental considerations to both workers and the general public. Finally, PO10 means that the student shows a readiness to engage in lifelong learning to stay abreast of contemporary issues, and a capacity to acquire new knowledge and skills across disciplinary boundaries. As for the HKIE's graduate attributes, it is desired that the graduates would show an ability to apply knowledge of mathematics, science, and engineering appropriate to the degree discipline, which is in fact mapped with PO1 of the BME program outcomes. Another desired attributes of showing an ability to design and conduct experiments as well as to analyze and interpret data is mapped with PO2. An ability to design a system, component or process to meet desired needs within realistic constraints, such as economic, environmental, social, political, ethical, health and safety, manufacturability and sustainability is mapped with PO3. An ability to function on multidisciplinary teams is mapped with PO8. An ability to identify, formulate and solve engineering problems is mapped with PO4. An ability to understand professional and ethical responsibility is mapped with PO9. An ability to communicate effectively is mapped with PO7. An ability to understand the impact of engineering solutions in a global and social context, especially the importance of health, safety and environmental considerations to both workers and the general public is mapped with PO9. An ability to stay abreast of contemporary issues, as well as an ability to recognize the need for, and to engage in lifelong learning is mapped with PO10. An ability to use the techniques, skills, and modern engineering tools necessary for engineering practice appropriate to the degree discipline is mapped with PO5. Lastly, an ability to use the computer IT tools relevant to the discipline along with an understanding of their processes and limitations is mapped with PO6.